Starting over is not something most people plan for. Having to rebuild arrives unexpectedly, often after something has been taken away, like a job, a relationship, sense of direction, or the life you thought you were moving toward. One day you're moving forward, and the next you're standing in the aftermath, unsure of where to begin. The hardest part of rebuilding your life is not the work itself. It's the emotional weight that comes with starting over. Loss has a way of draining motivation. It makes effort feel pointless and hope feel fragile. When life shifts without warning, even simple decisions can feel overwhelming. If this is where you are, it's important to understand something. Rebuilding does not mean you failed. It means something ended. And endings, even painful ones, create space for what comes next. Rebuilding asked you to slow down before it asked you to move forward. There is no shortcut around grief, disappointment, or frustration. Those feelings deserve to be acknowledged, not rushed past. Strength is not pretending you're unaffected. Strength is allowing yourself to feel without letting those feelings decide your future. Once the initial shock fades, rebuilding becomes about choice. Not big dramatic choices, but small ones, like the decision to get up, to take care of what's in front of you, to do one thing that supports the version of yourself you're trying to become. Momentum doesn't return all at once, it rebuilds quietly. It's easy to look backward during these moments, to replay what went wrong, to imagine how things could have been different. Reflection has its place, but living there will keep you stuck. Rebuilding doesn't require you to forget the past, it requires you to stop letting it define what's next. You are not starting from nothing. Even when it feels that way, you are starting from experience, from lessons learned, from resilience you didn't know you had until it was tested. Nothing you've been through is wasted. It becomes part of the foundation you build on. Rebuilding also demands patience. Progress will not look impressive at first. Some days will feel slow. Others are going to feel uncertain. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're doing it honestly. The goal isn't to rush back to where you were. It's to move forward with greater clarity than before. There will be moments when motivation disappears again. That's normal. Rebuilding is not fueled by constant inspiration. It's sustained by commitment to small, repeatable actions. Each step, no matter how modest, reinforces your ability to continue. And as you rebuild, you may also discover that what you're creating is now different from what you lost. You are allowed to evolve. You're allowed to want something new. Rebuilding isn't about recreating the past. It's about designing a future that fits who you are now. What matters most is not how quickly you rebuild, but that you do it with intention, with honesty, and with self-respect. The choices ahead don't need to be perfect, they need to be yours. A rebuild is a new story you get to tell. It's the chapter where strength becomes quiet, patience becomes powerful, and hope returns in unexpected ways. And when you look back one day, you won't just see what you lost. You'll see what you built and who you became in the process. There comes a point in every pursuit, whether it's personal, professional, physical, or emotional, where progress slows. The excitement fades. The steps that once felt clear begin to blend into routine. The effort that once felt energizing starts to feel heavy. And for many people, this is the moment doubt begins to take hold. When the results don't match the effort, it's natural to question everything. Some question their abilities. Some question whether the goal was realistic. Some question whether they're even meant for the thing they're chasing. And in that space of frustration and uncertainty, many people make the same mistake. They abandon the goal entirely. But goals rarely fail because they were impossible. More often they fail because the approach stayed the same, long after it stopped being effective. Growth isn't linear, and neither is progress. Strategies that work in the beginning don't always carry us through the middle. Habits that help us start often aren't enough to sustain momentum. The version of ourselves that begins a journey is not the same version needed to complete it, and that shift can be unsettling. When a path becomes difficult, it's easy to assume something's wrong. But difficulty is not always the sign to quit. Sometimes it's a sign to adapt. Think about any meaningful pursuit. Someone trying to get in shape may hit a plateau, even with consistent effort. Someone building a business may reach a point where their usual methods no longer produce results. Someone working on their mindset or emotional growth may feel stuck even after months of progress. These moments don't mean the goal is unworthy or unreachable. They simply mean the current approach has carried them as far as it can. It's in these moments that reevaluation becomes essential. Stepping back is not the same as stepping away. Reflecting is not the same as giving up. Reassessing doesn't signal weakness. It signals maturity. It shows a willingness to grow, to adjust, and to meet the goal from a new angle, rather than forcing the same method again and again. Doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting different results leads only to frustration. But shifting the approach, trying new strategies, learning new skills, or changing how we show up, opens doors we didn't realize were there. The emotional side of this process matters. It's discouraging to work hard and feel stuck. It's exhausting to pour effort into something without seeing the outcome you hoped for. These feelings are real and valid, but they are not the whole story. Because feeling lost does not mean you are lost. Feeling stuck doesn't mean you're failing. Feeling uncertain doesn't mean the goal is wrong. It simply means something needs to evolve. Not the dream itself, but how you're moving toward it. Every meaningful journey involves this kind of recalibration. Athletes change their training approach. Entrepreneurs refine their strategy. Artists, they shift their technique. Individuals striving for personal growth adjust their habits and routines. These changes are not signs of defeat, they are signs of wisdom. A new approach can reignite momentum. It can reveal solutions that weren't visible before. It can help you grow into the person who can achieve the goal you set out for. Someone more capable, more adaptable, and more resilient than when you began. If you're frustrated, exhausted, or questioning your path, pause before you walk away. Step back, breathe. Look at what's working and what isn't. Then adjust your direction, even slightly. A small shift in strategy can create an entirely different trajectory. Goals remain steady, approaches evolve. And the moment you allow yourself to adapt, you reclaim your ability to move forward. Sometimes the next breakthrough doesn't come from trying harder. It comes from trying differently. There are pressures we recognize and burdens we deny. Some are heavy in our hands, like weights we've been told to carry. These appear as work, bills, expectations, the constant demands of a world that never sleeps. You can almost hear them clink as they pile up, like in a backpack you're carrying, slowing your stride. But there are other weights, quieter, invisible. They don't make a sound, but they bend us just the same. They show up in the way you hesitate before speaking. They linger in the pause before you trust. They hide in the corners of your smile. These are the weights of regret, shame, fear, the echoes of words that cut when you were young, the memory of doors that closed before you could step through. The moment you told yourself you weren't enough, and then carried that belief like an heirloom no one asked for, but somehow passed down. We all carry something. Some of us drag it like chains behind us. Some of us hold it so close it feels like part of who we are. But what no one tells us is that not every weight is truly ours. Many of them are handed to us. A parent's unhealed pain transferred in silence. A teacher's careless remark. A partner's betrayal. Even the culture around us, whispering rules about who we should be. These weights don't belong in your bag, yet somehow they ended up there. And because we've carried them so long, we forget to ask a simple question. What would life feel like if I put this down? Strength is not about holding everything together until your knees buckle. It's not about proving to the world that you can drag your pain another mile. Strength is the quiet decision to let go. The courage to say, your words do not define me. Your actions will not control me. These burdens are not mine to carry anymore. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a wide river. The water is calm, endless, and patient. You reach into your bag and take out one of these weights. Doubt. You hold it in your hand, heavy but familiar. For a moment you hesitate. It almost feels wrong to release it. But then slowly you loosen your grip and let it fall. The ripples stretch outward, carrying it away. Next comes shame, then fear, then the memory of the time you told yourself you couldn't. One by one you place them into the river, and the water does what water does. It swallows them up. And in their absence, something unexpected happens. Your shoulders rise, your chest expands, your breath comes easier, deeper. You notice the air, the space, the lightness you had forgotten was even possible. Letting go is not always dramatic. It doesn't need thunder or applause. More often, it's quiet, subtle, like loosening the rope that's been gripping your body, like finally opening a window in a room you've kept locked for years. And as you walk forward without those burdens, you begin to see differently. The horizon doesn't look so far. The road doesn't feel so steep. You're no longer bent beneath the weight of what you were never meant to carry. You were not born to carry invisible backpacks. You were not put here to live bent and broken. You were born for movement, for freedom, for lightness. If you feel the weight of something heavy, something no one else can see, know that you are not powerless against it. You have permission to release. You have the strength to set it down. Maybe not all at once, but piece by piece, breath by breath. Who you truly are will be revealed by what you release. When you finally unclench your fists and let those weights fall, you will remember. You were never meant to survive under the weight. You were always meant to walk free. Most of us were raised to believe that yes is the polite answer. Someone asks for your time, your energy, your help, and you give it. Why? Because you don't want to disappoint. You don't want to seem selfish, and you don't want to let anyone down. But every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve you, you are saying no to yourself. And when that happens over and over again, you slowly drain your energy, your focus, and your purpose. Saying no isn't about being cold or uncaring. It's about being disciplined. It's about recognizing that your time, your energy, and your mental space are limited resources, and they deserve protection. I mean, we only get 24 hours in a day. That's it. You can't add more hours. So if you give away your yes to every request, every distraction, every invitation that doesn't align with your goals, where does that leave you? Usually exhausted, unfocused, and quietly frustrated with yourself. Now let's flip it. Imagine what happens when you begin practicing the discipline of saying no. Suddenly you start to reclaim space for what matters most. You give yourself permission to rest when you need it. You create room for the projects, people, and goals that actually fuel you. Your no is just as valuable as your yes. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're training for a marathon. Every night, friends invite you to go out late. Now, if you always say yes, you'll lose sleep, skip training, and weaken your performance. But when you start saying no, not because you don't care about your friends, but because you care about your bigger goal, you start to show up stronger, sharper, and more aligned. The same applies outside of sports. Maybe you're building a business, or maybe you're working on your health, or maybe you're simply trying to create more peace in your life. If you don't protect your boundaries, the world will happily decide how you spend your time. Saying no doesn't mean slamming doors shut. It doesn't mean being harsh or rude. It means learning to respond with clarity and kindness. Something as simple as, "Thank you, but I can't commit to that right now. I appreciate the offer, but I need to focus on other priorities." Or, "That doesn't fit with where I'm headed at the moment." Simple, respectful, but firm. It takes courage to do this. It takes discipline. But remember, every no is actually a yes to something else, like your health, your goals, your family, and your peace of mind. Think about your life right now. Where are you giving away yes too easily? Is it at work, where you take on tasks that don't belong to you? Is it with friends, where you feel pressure to show up even when you're drained? Or is it in your habits, where you say yes to scrolling on your phone, but no to exercising or reading? What if you drew a line? What if you decided that from now on, your yes meant something? Make it intentional. Make decisions that align with your beliefs and values. That's where freedom begins. That's where discipline becomes your ally. Your power doesn't come from saying yes to everything. It comes from saying yes to the right things and having the discipline to say no to the rest. You say you'd do anything for your kids. You'd fight for them, protect them, stay up all night when they're sick, work yourself to the bone so they never go without. But let me ask you something. Will you drink more water? Will you get enough sleep? Will you put your phone down and go for a walk? Will you stop eating food that steals your energy? Will you move your body and exercise so you don't burn out by 2 p.m.? Will you do those things? Because doing anything doesn't just mean the big sacrifices. It means the small, daily disciplines that no one claps for. But your kids notice. They see everything. The way you talk about yourself, the way you handle stress, the way you treat your body, the way you show up when things get hard. You're not just raising kids, you're shaping the definition of normal for someone else's life. Your energy affects them. Your mood affects them. Your habits affect them too. So when you say, "I don't have time to take care of myself," what they hear is, being a parent means falling apart slowly and calling it love. But what if you showed them something better? What if you taught them that love includes self-respect? That taking care of others starts with taking care of yourself? What if you became the living, breathing example of balance, health, patience, and strength? Because your kids don't need a perfect parent, they need a present one, a healthy one with enough emotional bandwidth to listen and enough physical energy to show up. And I know it's not easy. You're tired. You've got work, chores, bills, and expectations. But you're not doing this instead of being a parent. You're doing this because you are one. Wake up a little earlier. Stretch while the coffee brews. Go for a walk instead of scrolling. Eat food that fuels you, not numbs you. Set boundaries. Say no to what drains you and yes to what builds you. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about returning to who you are when you're not stretched too thin. That version of you, the one who feels strong, steady, clear-minded, that's who your kids deserve. And that's what you deserve too. You don't need to be a fitness model. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be honest. If you say you do anything for them, then do the hard thing for you. The thing that doesn't get posted, the thing that no one else may see. Heal, grow, move, breathe. Speak kindly to yourself. Sleep, hydrate, fuel your body. Protect your peace. Do the things that give your children more of you, not just what's left of you. Because when your child looks back one day, they won't just remember the toys or the bedtime stories. They'll remember how you carried yourself. They'll remember what love looked like in action. And they'll learn to love themselves the same way. You say you'd do anything for your kids? Do this. Life is always moving, always buzzing, always demanding. And our minds are constantly pulled in 1,000 different directions, from texts, emails, worries, and schedules. And in the middle of all that noise, we forget something important: ourselves. We forget to breathe, we forget to listen, and we forget to heal. But that's where meditation comes in. Meditation isn't about sitting cross-legged for hours or becoming some spiritual master. It's about coming home to yourself. It's about creating just a few moments of silence in a world full of noise. And in that silence, something powerful happens. You see, meditation gives you space to heal. Be they emotional wounds, mental stress, physical tension. Meditation helps untangle it all. It slows the racing thoughts. It relaxes the tightness in your chest. And it gives your nervous system a break. It reminds your mind and body that you're safe, you're okay, you're still here. I suggest you don't wait until you're burned out to start. You don't need to wait for rock bottom to take a breath. You can begin now. You should begin today. So what is meditation really? At its core, meditation is simply this: the practice of being present. Not caught in the future, not stuck in the past, just here, in this breath, in this moment. And that one practice, being fully present, can change everything. It can help lower anxiety. It can help reduce depression. It can improve sleep. It can boost creativity. It can help the body heal from the inside out. But most importantly, it reconnects you with you. So how do you do it? Well, let's break it down into 5 simple steps. Number 1, find a quiet space. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can sit on your bed, sit on the floor, or just sit in your car before work. Just somewhere you won't be disturbed for a few moments. Number 2, sit comfortably. You don't need to twist into a pretzel. Just keep your back straight, your shoulders relaxed, and your hands resting gently. Number 3, close your eyes and breathe. Inhale slowly through your nose, exhale gently through your mouth. Do that a few times and notice how your body begins to settle. Number 4, focus on your breathing. Notice the air coming in and going out. If your mind wanders, and it will, just bring it back to the breath. No judgment, no pressure. And number 5, just start small. Try 3 minutes, then 5, then maybe 10. It's not about how long you meditate, it's about how you consistently show up for you. See, over time, you'll notice the difference. You'll feel calmer in chaos. You'll respond, not react. You'll carry a sense of peace with you, even in busy or stressful moments. And maybe most importantly, you'll start to hear your own voice again. The voice underneath the noise, the one that says, I'm healing, I'm growing, I'm okay. Because meditation isn't about escaping life, it's about learning how to live it fully with awareness, with presence, and with peace. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to get it right every time. You just need to begin. You see, meditation is a return to your breath, to your body, to the moment. And in that return, you begin to remember how powerful you truly are.